Okay, so here I go. I'm gonna make some ghee. Ghee has short, medium, and long amino acids that our bodies need to be healthy, as well as it's like it's a source of the most butyric acid that you can find. And butyric acid is also needed to be healthy. Anyway, okay, so I'm using Vital Farms butter, unsalted pasture-raised butter from Vital Farms, family farms, made in the USA, 85% butter fat. So what we're doing, Vital Farms, Girls on Grass. Oh, I like that. Yeah. All right, Girls on Grass. Raised with respect. I like that too. Fresh air and sunshine. Perfect. Freedom to graze. Oh, you know I need that. Open under open skies. Yes. On American family farms. Yes. This is really in line with what I need as well. Okay, so I guess you can't see that. We'd have to turn it around. But anyway, okay, so here we go. I have a stainless steel pot here. Stainless steel is some of the best cookware you can use. You could use an iron pot if you had that. Don't use aluminum. I mean, I would say not. So here I am turning the heat on to about medium. Yeah, about medium. You could start with it on medium high. I always look the wrong direction. I'm looking at you. Okay, but you could start on medium high and then turn it down once you put the butter in. I would say you don't want to burn the butter. You don't want, I mean, of course, you don't want to burn the butter, which means what you would be doing is not actually burning the butter. You won't do that, because another thing about ghee is that it has a really high burn temperature of like 425 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. So once you have the ghee made, which is the fat from the butter, just the fat, then it has a really high burn temperature, which is good because you can cook all kinds of things in it. So what we're doing is burning off the water, right? So it will be released as steam, and then and the milk proteins will fall to the bottom. So if you have your heat too high, then those milk proteins, those milk solids, will burn on the bottom. Now, toasting them actually makes the ghee taste so good. I mean, so sometimes I kind of like I have burned or just cooked it a little too long before, but actually it was so good. It's got, you know, I didn't burn it, you know, then it would taste charred and nasty. But when those milk solids get a little bit toasty, it has this great nutty flavor. It's so delicious. So, you know, that's kind of a personal preference. And as you make ghee, if you decide to continue and do it, again, you could experiment with a little bit of overcooking. So I'm putting the butter in here. It's on medium high. Since it's already starting to bubble and I haven't put all the sticks in yet, I'm going to turn it down. Okay, so I'm going to show you so you can see if I can do this. All right, so here it is. Oops. Yeah. All right, so I have it on medium. That's actually fine. You know, I could turn it up a little bit. But you really have to watch it if you turn it up. It's so beautiful, beautiful color. Okay. All right, so while you're letting the butter heat up, you could get your other supplies ready. I have learned that it's better for me to just have them all ready, but sometimes when I'm, you know, kind of don't have a whole lot of time, I might sort of just gather things as I'm waiting for the butter to melt. So that's what we're doing now. We're waiting for the butter to melt. And one of the most important things about ghee, making ghee, is sound. You have to listen to the bubbling, because there's a point where right before it's done that it'll get really like crackly, you know, and then the milk solids will drop. It's all done, and it'll get very quiet, and that's when it's done. That is also when you'd want to hear, you know, kind of pay attention if you want to toast those milk solids. You know, you could let it stay quiet for a little bit and just really pay attention so it doesn't get too toasty. So I have over here, I have my what is this, strainer, my screen. Now I already have some ghee that I made a couple days ago, so I'm just going to pour this on top because this is fresh. It's no problem. And something to catch the milk solids. Most people use cheesecloth. I have this piece of silk organza that I had just collected because I love fabric and I work with fabric as well. I'm also a fiber artist. So I had this piece of organza and it's really great. I do love it because it's super, you know, it's very fine. All right, so I actually don't need to fold it in half, but it's so big that I do. Okay, so I'm going to show you again, and hopefully you can hear, right, and see. Somebody's talking to me on Etsy. All right. Yep, all right, it's looking good. I just leave it. You don't need to stir it. You can stir it. I think some people say to stir it. I've never had a problem not stirring it, but I'm just going to pick it up and swirl it. Right, and you can see the water, you might be able to see the steam. Yeah, you can see the steam, right? So that's the water in the butter, right? Burning off. All right, and I think it would be best to just continue to show you because, you know, it's a tricky thing. Oh, the timing, that's not going to work. Okay. Another thing about ghee is that it's used in cleansing the body, removing toxins from the body when doing a cleanse. Because in the cleanse that I do, it's the Life Spa cleanse. I do it according to John Douillard. It's called the Colorado cleanse. Look, and you can see, just pausing here, you can see that those milk solids are starting to fall. It's breaking up here on top. So the Colorado cleanse, so during an Ayurvedic cleanse, you eat no fat, but you take fat in the form of ghee in the morning. And so not only does it oleate the body, right, so lubricate, but there's a process where the ghee actually sort of chelates toxins within your fat cells, the adipose tissue, and moves those toxins into your colon. And as you continue to take your ghee in the morning, then the toxins are moved out through your waste. So you see steam is coming up. You see that it's starting to get a little more active. It's like a raga. It's like a raga. If you know what a raga is. And if you don't, you should look it up and go listen to one. Ravi Shankar made some beautiful ragas. At the very end of the raga, usually there's this moment, right, where it becomes very excited, lots of things happening, and it's fast, and it's just like what's happening with this ghee. It's so pretty. So you can see it's starting to get a little bit louder. And then it's going to get soft again. Slow down. Right. So you can hear it slowing down. It's becoming softer. And you can see, actually, I'm sure, the bubbles getting smaller. All right, so here I go. Right, so this is the moment where I'm going to do one more swirl of the pot. And you can't really see you might be able to see, probably not, but the milk solids on the bottom here. Better that way. Right, so you can see them there. Right, and you can see they're getting a little bit brown. Right, that's going to give it that nutty flavor. It's so good. And now you can see it's getting very quiet. It's very quiet. You can see, and the bubbles are super tiny. And you can see there's a little bit of brown on the outer rim, outer edge of that circle near the pot, right? It's because the milk solids are now cooking. So you see, it's totally different. Okay, so now is a good time. This is the time to strain it off. So make sure you have a container that can handle the heat of boiling oil. I'm turning the heat off. Oh, I'll move this over. And then pour carefully. Sometimes people will hold on to the milk solids and eat them. I usually don't, but you could. There's protein in there. Sugar. All right, so here we are again. So show you one more time. Yep, so it got that nutty flavor. All right, so I'm gonna pour just a little bit because, oh, this is not a good angle. Let's try it over here. Okay, we'll see if this works. Okay. Maybe better. I don't know. Okay, well, here we go. Hopefully you can see. Now I'm not moving this because, as you can see, I'm using the knife block to hold the strainer. Okay. So I'm just putting a little bit. If you put too much at once, if you pour too much at once, sometimes depending on your cloth, it can come up over the edge or kind of, whoops, sorry, my back is so in your face. Anyway, you don't want that because then the oil will drip on the counter. So I'm just taking it very slowly. All right, so I could let those milk solids sort of drain into there. I don't really need to. And as you can see, yep, they got a little toasty, which is how I like it. Yum. It's so good. Yum, yum. And, you know, ghee, it's like if you're a vegan, of course, you're not going to eat ghee. And it is fat. It is an oil. So, but it does come from cow milk. And that also, when you have the milk solids and the water out, and you just have the oil, I think there's something about the fact that it's comes from an animal, that it's an animal fat, or comes from the butter, that it lasts longer out on the, like out on the counter. The heat, and I guess it's because the ghee, it has such a high melting and burn temperature that, anyway, it stays good for a long time, whereas some oils, seed oils and plant-based oils, can go rancid very quickly if you sit them out or if they get warm. Like, I think avocado oil, olive oil even. So a lot of plant oils need to be refrigerated. All right, and what I was going to say is health-wise, ghee is healthy to eat, but of course, as any fat, it's healthy to eat in small quantities, and depending on your dosha, more for certain doshas is good. Kapha dosha wouldn't want to have a ton of ghee, but vata dosha, lots of ghee, and can take a little ghee in the morning, not just during a cleanse, but daily, or every other day or something like that. But This is, you can find science to support all of it. Yay for ghee and not so good for ghee. So anyway, moderation, that is the key. That is the key to ghee and to life, moderation. And feeling good and being so glad and appreciative that we have this beautiful food. Yes. All right, so now the ghee is going to cool. You can see this melting some of this ghee that was already in there. I think I might just take a spoon here, since I did not let the other batch get toasty. I'm just gonna sort of help mix them a little bit. And to tell you the truth, I don't know, even though I just made this a couple days ago, I don't know if it's kosher to add fresh ghee on top of just, already made ghee. It seems like it would be okay, but there may be something to that. But now you see I have ghee for a long time. And I got this little jar. Of course, you could use a mason jar. I got this jar at TJ Maxx. Pretty little jar with a nice lid. And one thing I like about this jar too is that it is, it's got a wide mouth. Okay. Hot. All right. Jive.